Expand your vocabulary with our core 2,000 words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free English ebook before it's gone. Hi everybody, my name is Alicia. Welcome back to Top Words. In this lesson, we're going to talk about 10 contractions you should be using. I recommend these because if you don't use the contracted forms of these words, you might sound a little stiff. So to sound a little more natural, these are some good contractions for you to use. Let's go. Dunno. The first contraction is dunno, 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 dunno. So dunno is a very casual contraction. It's not really like an official contraction, I suppose. You can write it D-U-N-N-O, but it means don't know. I don't know sounds kind of stiff. I don't know, I do not know. But I don't know. It sounds much better. Native speakers usually say dunno instead of don't know or do not know. Dunno. In a sentence. I don't know, what do you want to do? Wanna. The next expression is wanna, wanna. So I used wanna in the previous example sentence when I said, I don't know, what do you want to do? Wanna is the, again, casual contraction of want to. I want to do something. I don't want to do something. Want to becomes wanna in the kind of contracted form in speaking. Keep in mind that although we can use wanna in like casual text, it's typically better to use want to in more formal text. In a sentence, what do you want to do this weekend? Gotta. The next one is gotta, gotta. So gotta is got to, which means have to. So I've got to do something and I have to do something. But actually, we have this expression, I gotta or he's gotta, that we use instead of I've got to or I have to. So gotta expresses needs, like I gotta go, I gotta go. So in another sentence, I gotta go to work tomorrow. I've. The next contraction is I've. I've is the contracted form of I have. And of course, this V sound can be attached to others as well. So like I've, she's and he's takes an S sound, they've, we've as well. So it's this V sound in the contracted form, which refers to the have or has ending as in the present perfect tense. So I've. Make sure to use this I've form instead of I have in your speech to sound more natural. In a sentence, I've been so tired lately. He's, she's. The next one. Okay, so the next one is he's and she's, which is the same he has and she has. But we can also use this as he is and she is. So depending on the grammar of the sentence, he's and she's could mean he is or he has, and she is and she has. So this means you need to pay attention to the grammar overall of the sentence. For example, he is funny. That sentence can be he's funny. Or he's been on the phone all day. Is he has been on the phone all day. How do we know which is which? In the first sentence, he is funny, we see he is and then funny. An adjective follows that. That gives us a big hint that probably the verb is there, not has. In the other sentence, he's been on the phone all day, we see the past participle form of be, been. He has been. So we understand the S apostrophe S is actually has there, not is. So this is a great one to help you pay attention to the grammar of a sentence because he's and she's have the same contracted form, but different meanings depending on the situation. In another sentence, he's my best friend. I'd. The next one is one that many people ask about. I'd. I've talked about this in Ask Alicia as well too. I'd. Many people say they have trouble hearing I'd in a sentence like, I like beer and I'd like a beer, for example. How do you hear that? So again, this is another situation where you need to pay attention to the grammar of the sentence. If you say, I like beer, it's referring to your preference. I like beer. However, if you are ordering at a restaurant, I'd like refers to I would like. The contracted form of I would is I'd. I would like a beer, please. So that's a request, an order. So I'd has a very different grammatical function than I. Therefore, you need to listen to the entire sentence to understand the difference between I and I'd and when to use them. So, I'd. And of course, with different subjects, we'd, he'd, she'd, they'd, and so on. You'd as well. It's that kind of soft d sound at the end there. So try to listen for that, and of course, try to use the contracted form too. In a sentence, I'd like to order, please. Would've, could've, should've. The next one is actually 3 words that are all very similar. They are would've, could've, and should've. The non-contracted forms are would have, could have, and should have. So we use these to talk about past events. So I would have gone to the party if I had had time, for example. Or I could have helped you if you called me. Or I shouldn't have. Oh, that's a nice one. The negative form. Shouldn't have. Shouldn't have is the negative form. I shouldn't have drank so much last night. So should have becomes should have. Should not have becomes shouldna. Shouldna. I've talked about this in Ask Alicia as well, too. But would have becomes would have. Therefore, would not have, wouldn't have. Same thing with could have, couldn't have as well. Should have, shouldn't have. So these are all kind of contracted forms that sound much more natural when you're speaking. So these are kind of past tense examples, but they have lots of different uses too. So wouldna, couldna, and shouldna are the most natural ways to say these words. Could not have, would not have, should not have. Yeah. Could not, would not, should not. All right, in a sentence. I should have worked harder yesterday. Then I could have finished earlier today. Lemmy. Number 8, the next one is lemmy. Lemmy. Michael talked about this in an episode of English Topics many years ago. Lemmy is an informal contraction for let me, meaning allow me. So let me followed by a verb. So let me buy you a drink, ho ho, or like, let me go to sleep, or let me hang out and play video games, whatever. So allow me to do something. Let me. We can use this with other subjects like, just let him work, or just let her sleep. So that same sort of le sound is preserved, let him or let her, but the middle sound is kind of cut a little bit, is sort of contracted somewhat. But let me becomes lemmy. In a sentence, let me make you dinner. Gimme. The next expression is gimme. So similar to lemmy, which uses me at the end, we have gimme, which means give me something. So give me a moment of your time could be give me a moment of your time. So the contraction there, it decreases the distance between those two words. The v sound disappears. Gimme from give me. In a sentence, give me a few hours, I'll get back to you. It's. The last contraction is it's. So similar to he's and she's, which we talked about before, it's with the apostrophe s here, I should note, can refer to it is or it has. Again, we need to pay attention to the grammar overall of the sentence. So like, it's a dog is it is a dog, or it's been a long day. That case is it has been a long day. So again, we need to look to the verb that follows the expression to determine is it a has or and is. So in my first example, it's a dog. We see a noun there. Dog is a noun. It's a dog. In the second example, it's been a long day. We see a verb there. So we know it should be has. That past participle is a great hint. So please pay attention to it's as well. Try to use it's instead of it is. It's my favorite song. All right, that's it. So those are 10 contractions that you should be using. I hope that you can use these and listen for these as well. If you have some other contractions that you think are useful or that you try to use a lot yourself, please let us know in the comment section below this video. If you liked the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check us out at EnglishClass101.com for some other good resources. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Top Words, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. Hi everybody, welcome back to Top Words. My name is Alicia, and today we're going to talk about 10 ways to express fear and surprise. Let's get started. Yeah, you scared me. The first expression is, you scared me. You scared me. So to scare is the verb here, and we're using the past tense, you scared me. So you caused me to be frightened. You scared me. We use this when we feel surprised or scared. So your friend suddenly jumps out from behind. You scared me. I thought you tipped over a liquid onto the camera. So you scared me. It's like, yeah, oh my gosh, you frightened me. In other words, you caused me to be afraid. In a sentence, you scared me. You scared the out of me. The next expression is you scared the something out of me. You scared the blah, blah, blah out of me. In the blah, blah, blah here, in the space, we can use a lot of different words. Some of them are really, really rude words. You might have heard a few of these on like TV shows or in English-speaking movies. So in this lesson, I'm going to introduce like some kind of not so rude words. You can use you scared like the bejesus out of me. You scared the heck out of me. You scared the hell out of me. So it's a more extreme version of you scared me. So you scared the something out of me. Like the image is, I was so frightened that something came out of my body. And it's usually like a negative or like a rude word we use to emphasize how frightened we were. You scared the hell out of me. Oh my gosh. So that's kind of a common expression. So in a sentence, geez, you scared the hell out of me. That really freaks me out. The next expression is that really freaks me out. That really freaks me out. So to freak someone out or like to freak out is like to cause a strong emotion that's kind of a negative, nervous emotion, or that's just, you feel like you're kind of overflowing with either like nervousness or like excitement. To freak out has a couple of different meanings. But when you say that really freaks me out, it's kind of a negative, like sort of scared emotion. So in a sentence, cockroaches really freak me out. So you feel like uncomfortable. It's kind of like this gross, like creepy, crawly feeling about it. It's like, that freaks me out. So that's one use. That really freaks me out. I'm freaking out right now. The next expression is I'm freaking out, or I'm freaking out right now. So in the last expression, we saw that really freaks me out. In this expression, we say I'm freaking out in the progressive tense. I'm freaking out, which means like I'm super, super, super excited, or I'm like super, like I have so much energy about something. So freaking out sounds kind of like a nervous activity, but we can use it for like exciting things as well. I can say like, oh my gosh, I forgot my car keys. I'm freaking out right now. How am I going to get home? We can use it to express like nervousness or anxiety, but we can also say something exciting like, you got tickets to Beyonce? I'm freaking out right now. Like we use it in a very positive way sometimes as well. So you can kind of choose depending on your emotion. Are you afraid or are you excited, surprised? Both are okay. That really creeped me out. The next expression is that really creeped me out. That really creeped me out. So creepy is a word we've talked about in a previous episode of Top Words, on the horror movie episode of Top Words. So something that is creepy causes nervous feelings, or like we can't relax. It's kind of unsettling or strange. So something that causes those feelings in us, we can describe with a phrase, that creeped me out. That caused creepy feelings in me. That thing creeped me out. So like bugs creep me out, for example. More than creep me out. I hate bugs. So in another sentence, yeah, I saw the ring. It really creeped me out. So something that causes uneasy feelings in you. I was so sketched out. The next expression is, I was so sketched out. I was so sketched out. So here we are using the word sketch or sketched, which doesn't actually mean rough drawing here. This is sort of a slang phrase that has become commonly used throughout different types of English. To be sketched out by something means to have like nervous feelings that something is kind of dangerous. So creepy is just sort of unsettling, like difficult to relax. Sketchy is about a person usually, or like a situation that seems it could be dangerous. There could be something dangerous, actually. It's not just that it's kind of scary, but there's maybe some danger there. So sketchy, sketchy, like we don't know what's going to happen next. In a sentence then, I think a car was following me today. I was so sketched out. Holy. The next expression is holy something. Holy something. So we can say holy cow or holy other rude words. You can check some TV and movies for other words. You can finish this sentence with holy something. So we use this as just an exclamation. So when we're surprised or when we're afraid or when we're excited, we can say holy cow or like holy. I'm not going to say other words that people use because this is a family channel, but holy something can mean anything depending on the situation and the sort of tone of voice that you use with this word. Holy cow is a pretty common expression, but for surprise, usually. I would say the kind of rude expressions are more commonly used for fear. Oh my God! The next expression is, oh my God, oh my God. So depending on your intonation, you can kind of change the meaning of this word. You can express your surprise with, oh my God, or you can express like fear, like, oh my God. So depending on the way you say this word, you can kind of change the meaning. But you can use this in a lot of different expressions. I'm sure you've heard this expression before. Oh my God, also oh my gosh too, if you don't like to use the word God. In an example sentence, oh my God, there's a bee in the car. What? Okay, the next expression looked kind of funny on screen. It's just, what? What? So we can use this as a very casual form of surprise. What? So when someone surprises you, usually a friend, a good friend, and you're just stunned, like you're so surprised and shocked, but you don't feel like excited. You're just like, whoa. It's difficult for you to kind of say anything or do anything. Some people react with what? Like that kind of long A sound. So it's usually used for surprise, actually, or something new that you just, oh my gosh, I can't react to this. It's just what? That's all. That's a simple reaction. So you might hear this as well for surprise generally. In an example, a surprise party? What? You got me good. The last expression is you got me good. You got me good. This is an expression you can use when your friend or someone else you know plays a joke on you. So your friend tries to trick you, or your friend tries to scare you, or whatever, tries to get a reaction from you, usually by scaring you or surprising you. If the trick or the joke was effective, you can say, you got me good. You got me good. This is kind of like okay, I admit, like, you got me. You defeated me, in other words. You made me afraid, or you surprised me. So you can say, you got me good. You got me good. So that's the meaning of this expression. Nice job. In other words, you got me good. In a sentence, you got me good. Those are 10 ways to express fear and surprise. If there's another expression you like to use, please be sure to let us know in the comments for sure. If you liked the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check us out at EnglishClass101.com for some other good study resources. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Top Words, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye. Let's go, begin. Hi everybody and welcome back to Top Words. My name is Alicia and today we're going to talk about 10 words for talking about space. Planet. The first word is planet. Planet. So planets are those really, really big things that we have in our solar system. Now there are officially 8 because Pluto is no longer considered a planet. In my example sentence, Pluto used to be considered a planet. Star. The next word is star, star. So stars are those very, very bright objects that you can see in the sky sometimes at night. The closest star to us is the sun. The sun is a star, and we can see a lot of other stars if we look up into the night sky sometimes. In a sentence, it's hard to see stars from big cities. Solar system. The next expression is solar system. Solar system. So solar system, in our case here on planet Earth, refers to the system of planets and objects which are near our star. So our solar system, now there are 8 planets in our solar system. Used to be 9 planets, sorry again, Pluto. 8 planets in our solar system. And then we can talk about other objects which maybe enter our solar system, like comets, for example, or a meteor, or some other events might happen in space within our solar system. So our solar system is the area surrounding our sun and our planets that we know of. In a sentence, Mercury is part of our solar system. Comet. The next expression is comet. A comet is actually an icy body that is slightly melting and then releasing gases. So that's what produces that look, a comet. Okay, in a sentence, comets are really cool. Meteor. All right, so yes, the next word is meteor, or just meteor. So essentially, meteors are different from comets because comets are made of ice. Meteors, however, are made of rock. So these are 2 different kinds of objects that move around in space. In a sentence, lots of meteors burn up before they pass through the atmosphere. Meteorite. The next word is meteorite, meteorite. So this is an important distinction that many people don't know about, actually. This drives me crazy too. So a meteor is the space rock. It's in space or it's in the atmosphere. A meteorite, however, is the rock if the meteor makes it, if the meteor can pass through the Earth's atmosphere and fall to the surface of the Earth, that rock then is called a meteorite. So in space, in the atmosphere, it's a meteor. When it falls to Earth, it is a meteorite. That becomes a meteorite when it hits the Earth. So, fun facts. Okay, that's the difference between the 2. In a sentence, have you ever seen a meteorite? Supernova. Supernova, supernova. So the explosion of a star is a huge event. A supernova is the name of it. So the star explodes, and that's what we call it. It's called a supernova, a star explosion. In a sentence, supernovas must be incredible things. Black hole. All right, the next expression is black hole. Black hole. Black holes are the subject of a lot of study. They have intense gravitational pull, so meaning they have very strong gravity. Black holes will pull other objects into them. It is said that time stops in a black hole, and if you get too close to a black hole, if you get too close to the event horizon of a black hole, you yourself will be pulled into that hole too. It's pretty crazy. So the event horizon is the point at which there's no turning back from, you can't escape essentially the gravitational pull of a black hole once you're within the event horizon of that space. It's crazy. You're done for. All this kind of stuff is so interesting. So, in a sentence, black holes are mysterious. Galaxy. Okay. All right, so the next word is galaxy. Galaxy. Before we talked about the expression solar system, so solar system is kind of our region of space, the region we're familiar with, but the next step up, so if you think of the solar system as kind of your neighborhood a little bit, you could think of maybe the galaxy as your city or your country maybe. It's sort of the next step out. So a galaxy is made up of lots and lots of stars, maybe other planets, other solar system, many other solar systems in one galaxy. So I think, yeah, we belong to the Milky Way galaxy, I believe. In a sentence, our galaxy is made of lots of different stars and planets. Earth. The next expression is Earth. Earth. Earth is our planet. Earth is the planet we live on. Earth is, habitable, meaning humans can live here. This word, I included it in this vocabulary list because it is a very good word to practice your pronunciation. It is the word earth. Earth. That R and the TH sound can be difficult to pronounce together. Earth. Earth. So this is a great word to use to practice your pronunciation. Earth. So in a sentence, our planet is called Earth. Oh, that's the end. So those are 10 words that you can use for talking about space. I hope that those were interesting for you. If you have any questions or comments, please be sure to let us know in the comment section at the bottom. If you liked this video, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Check us out at EnglishClass101.com for more good stuff too. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Top Words, and we will see you again soon. Bye! Space. What sound effect does space make? Actually, I was just going, like, trying to figure out a sound effect.
Like explosion.
Is the sound that space makes. See, in my head, I'm thinking, like,
Oh yeah, that's probably more accurate.
That would be my sound effect for
I'm just
space.
thinking like explosions.
Like, or maybe like, maybe silence is the best sound effect for space.
English class. No, did I say it weird again? English. The intros are and my outros are the hardest thing. It should be the easiest. Hey everyone, I'm Paris from EnglishClass101.com. In this video, we'll be talking about top 10 school subjects. Let's begin. Art. Art usually refers to visual arts such as painting, a drawing, a sculpture, etc. But in general, art can also include things like music and movies. For example, you can say, I'm an art major. History. This is the study of past events. Usually involves a lot of facts, but it also involves thinking about certain things that happened. Here is a sample sentence. You can learn a lot from history, as things tend to repeat themselves. History always put me to sleep, but it's very important. Then we have geography. Geography is the study of the earth. It involves things like the names of countries and where certain places are. But it also includes information about the physical characteristics of places, such as mountains, rivers, oceans, etc. For example, you can say, he is a geography major with a minor in psychology. I need to go back to school and learn my geography. Biology. Some science subjects deal with chemicals, for example, chemistry, or space, like astronomy. Biology is a scientific subject that deals with living things and how they work. Here is a sample sentence. Biology is the study of living organisms. Biology was always really gross for me in school, so I loved it. Next subject is chemistry. Chemistry is a very important science that focuses on non-living materials and how the elements that everything is made of interact with one another. For example, you can say, the laboratory is a place to learn about chemistry. I always try to learn that chemistry chart. Never could get it. Never. Another common subject is physics. Physics is the scientific field that deals with matter and how it moves. There's also a lot of attention paid to energy and how it affects its surroundings. For example, you can say, I know the basics of physics. And if you do, to me, you're a genius. Math. This is the study of numbers and how they affect each other. Here's a sample sentence. My favorite subject in school is math. You would never hear that out of me, and I'm so glad that my cell phone has a calculator now. The next subject is computer science. Computer science is the study of how computers work to perform tasks. It can also be used more generally to talk about the basics of computers. For example, you can say, the field of computer science is relatively new. Physical education usually involves studying human biology and exercise. It is also sometimes called PE when referring to it as a class. For example, my least favorite class is physical education. However, that was my favorite. Dodgeball, tennis? Who can hate physical education? English is a language, but it's also the study of English language literature. Here's a sample sentence. In English class, we have to read a lot of Shakespeare. To be or not to be, that's all I remember. Okay, that's all for this lesson. Which subject do you like most? Leave us a comment and of course let me know. And we'll see you next time. Bye guys!
Hi everybody and welcome back to Top Words. My name is Alicia and today we're going to talk about 10 words for talking about nutrition. So let's get started. Nutritional facts. The first word is nutritional facts. Nutritional facts. If you look at the back of a food product, in this case, it's not written in English, but at the back of a food product, you will often see in many countries, depending on the regulations in your country, a list of information, numbers, and some words. Those are the nutritional facts of that food product. In a sentence, check the nutritional facts for important dietary information. Calorie. The next word is calorie. So calorie is the word that's assigned, which means energy, the energy in a food, essentially. So some foods are high calorie, some foods are low calorie. In a sentence, avoid eating lots of high calorie foods if you want to lose weight. Carbohydrate, carbs. The next word is carbohydrate. Carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is a very long word, so we usually abbreviate it. We usually shorten it to carbs. So carbs are foods, for example, bread, rice, pasta, sweets, sugars, and things. These are foods which will give you like a quick burst, a quick bit of energy. In a sentence, I can't help but eat lots of carbs sometimes. Protein. The next word is protein. Protein is often talked about when you want to build muscle or lose weight. Protein relates a lot to muscle. It can help you build muscle too, if that's your goal. So we use protein. Protein is it takes your body a longer time to access the energy in protein than it does carbohydrates. So people say it's important to have a balance of protein and carbohydrates in your diet for a quick energy and slow release energy. In a sentence, it's important to get enough protein. Sugar. The next word is sugar. So sugar, we talked about sugar and carbohydrates. It is pure energy. It is, but usually it is not a healthy type of energy, especially if it's added to a food. So sugar is it's a carbohydrate. It's just energy, and it doesn't have really much other good stuff nutritionally in it, but it can help make things sweet, and it can help give quick bursts of energy. So it's very commonly found in candy and sweets. In a sentence, eating too much sugar can be bad for your skin. Fat. The next word is fat. Fat. There's, of course, animal fats. So like bacon, for example, is like kind of famously delicious because it is a fatty piece of meat. There's a lot of fat in it. So fat can make food taste better. And then fat also has a bad reputation because it can, of course, the word fat, oftentimes people say, I don't want to be fat. But fat in food can make things taste better. There can be good kinds of fats and trying to reduce bad fats. So in a sentence, fat helps make things taste better. Sodium. The next word is sodium. Sodium. Sodium is essentially salt. Salt. Lots of sodium can be bad for you. People tend to recommend, I think, to keep low sodium levels in your food. So sodium is salt. In a sentence, make sure not to consume too much sodium. Vitamins. The next word is vitamins. So vitamins are kind of good, like body boosting things. So like they can give you like extra good stuff for your body, essentially. So like fruits and vegetables have lots of vitamins in them, for example. In a sentence, fruit juice has lots of vitamins. Diet. The next word is diet. So be careful. There's the word to diet, which means to limit your food and drink, to limit your consumption in order to lose weight. But there's also the noun form of diet. So in this case, I mean diet as in your eating habits, your eating lifestyle. So for example, I could say it's important to have a balanced diet, meaning it's important to keep balance in the foods that you eat and the things that you drink. So a balanced diet refers to a balanced eating and drinking lifestyle. So diet, when used in this way, means lifestyle, not like a intention to lose weight. So please be careful with this word. In a sentence, keeping a balanced diet is important for a healthy lifestyle. Ingredients. The next word is ingredients. Ingredients. So if you check the nutritional facts on the back of a food product, you'll usually see a list of ingredients. So the ingredients are the things inside that product, the things that are used to make the product you're looking at right now. The ingredient list is created based on the quantity of that item in that product. So if you're buying candy, for example, the first item in the ingredient list is probably going to be sugar. And then after that, the item with the next highest quantity will be on the list. So ingredients are the things used to make that product. Ingredients. In a sentence, I always check the ingredients list. So those are 10 words that you can use for talking about nutrition. I hope that those are helpful for you the next time you're at the supermarket and you're looking at a nutrition facts label. Let us know if you have any questions or comments in the comment section below, and please make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Check us out at EnglishClass101.com for more good stuff too. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Top Words, and we'll see you again soon. Bye! Hi everybody, and welcome back to Top Words. My name is Alicia, and today we're going to talk about 10 health-related words. Let's go. Heartbeat. The first word is heartbeat. Heartbeat. Heartbeat has two parts to it, heart and beat. Your heart is the organ inside your body that pumps blood. And the pumping motion, we say, is the beat, the rhythm of your heart. That thump, thump is like a beat, a regular rhythm of your heart, your heartbeat. So, in a sentence, he has a regular heartbeat. Pulse. The next word is pulse, pulse. So, pulse is the feeling of your heartbeat. So, people can take their pulse or measure their pulse, find their pulse, usually at the wrist or just here underneath your chin, like where your head and your neck meet. You can feel the pulse, your pulse easily here. So pulse is the beat of your heartbeat, but in a different place in your body. So we can feel your heartbeat here. That feeling of your heartbeat is called your pulse. In a sentence, my pulse feels a little fast. Temperature. The next word is temperature. Temperature means your body's temperature. So there's a regular temperature, roughly, or about a regular temperature for each body. I think it's 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, something like that. But a temperature means if you have a high temperature, you have a fever. Low temperature maybe means something else, hypothermia, for example. But your temperature is your body's temperature. So we use the expression to run a temperature. To run a temperature means to have a high temperature. So run a temperature, he's running a temperature, means he has a high temperature. He has a fever. So in a sentence, your son is running a high temperature. Blood type. The next expression is blood type, blood type. So there are many different blood types. There's A, B, O, there's positive, negative, and so on. Blood type is your type of blood, the kind of classification your blood has. Each person has a different blood type. Do you know your blood type? In a sentence then, what's your blood type? Physical exam. The next expression is physical exam or physical examination. A physical exam is like a full body checkup. It's often done in like about high school age, junior high school or high school age, especially for students who are athletes, they're playing sports. But it's typically a good idea to get a physical exam once a year. It's like a full body check-in, like your body's range of motion, maybe just the general status of your body and so on. So a physical exam or just a physical is also an expression we use. So like, I need to get a physical, or I got a physical last week, or I hate getting physicals. We use the word physical to mean physical exam. In a sentence, when was your last physical exam? Height, weight. The next word or words is height and weight. Your height is how tall you are, and your weight is how heavy you are. So your height, in the US, we use feet and inches. In other countries in the world, most other countries, we use the metric system. So centimeters or meters and centimeters. So for example, when you express your height in the US, I would say like, I'm 5'2", 5 feet 2 inches, I think. I think I probably would do. I don't know. And then to use the same expression, instead of feet and inches, we would use centimeters to express our height in using the metric system. So, for example, I'm 162 centimeters. So there are these two different ways to express your height, depending on which country you're in. The same thing goes for your weight. So in the US, it's pounds, like I'm 400 pounds, or in countries which use the metric system, it's kilograms. So I'm 7,000 kilograms, something like that. You would use kilograms or pounds to express your weight depending on the country that you're in. In a sentence, do you know your height and weight? To hurt. The next one is a verb. The verb is to hurt, to hurt. So when you are just going about your everyday life and you injure yourself, you have like, I don't know, you shut your finger in a door, or you crash against, I don't know, you run into a wall, or you stub your toe, meaning you hit your toe on an object. We say, I hurt myself, or, oh no, I got hurt. So to hurt something means to injure something, but the nuance, like the difference between hurt and injure, hurt is more light, I suppose. It's like a small accident, like maybe I scratched myself with a pen, or like I mentioned, I ran into a wall. It's a very light injury. Injury, however, is maybe a more serious issue, a serious accident, like a sports injury. A hurt is usually when you hurt yourself, you can recover quickly. There's that, but we also use hurt to explain pain in the body. So we can say, I hurt myself, or we can use the word hurt to talk about something that is causing us pain. So like my head really hurts, or my stomach hurts, or my back hurts, my arm hurts. Something that is causing pain. Instead of saying, I have pain in my head, or this is painful, we say, my something something hurts, or does your head hurt, or something like that. We use the verb hurt instead of painful more often. So, in a sentence, my back really hurts. To injure. The next verb is injure, to injure. As I just talked about, hurt and injure are similar. Hurt is kind of light, injure is a bit more serious. So like playing sports and you have a bad accident, or you, I don't know, just have a crazy experience and somehow something dangerous happens to your body and you suffer an injury as a result. There's some wound or something occurs that was not there before. That's an injury. You have injured yourself, or you injured someone else. So it usually has the nuance of something a little bit more serious than just hurt. So in a sentence, I injured my leg playing sports. Ache. 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 So I talked about using hurt as a verb. My stomach hurts, my back hurts. We also use the word ache to talk about pains. We use it usually at the end of a body part. So for example, a headache as a noun, a stomach ache as a noun, a backache, a shoulder ache. We use this to talk about kind of like a low, dull, like continuing pain. So usually like a really quick, sharp pain, like if you pinch your skin, for example, it's quick, it's sharp, it goes away very quickly, it stops quickly. But for a continuing pain, something that continues to be very uncomfortable, like your stomach is hurting, we use ache for that. So a stomach ache, for example, a headache. So we can use this expression. We can also use ache as a verb, like my stomach aches is also okay. Ache sounds like it's continuing though. So it's spelled A-C-H-E, but the pronunciation is ache. Okay, in a sentence, I have a bad headache. Nausea. The next word is nausea. Nausea is a noun. Nausea, there's also the adjective nauseous, which is spelled a little bit differently. But nausea is that feeling, that stomach ache feeling. You feel like you might be sick. And by be sick, I mean you feel like you might, the contents of your stomach might come out. If you feel sick to your stomach, we call that feeling nausea. That feeling is called nausea. So it's usually a very uncomfortable feeling. Your stomach feels very, very unhappy, very uncomfortable. That is called nausea in English. In a sentence, I woke up with really bad nausea. All right, that's the end. So those are 10 health-related words. I hope that those are helpful for you in talking about your body or explaining yourself to a doctor if you need to in English. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Top Words. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Also, check us out at EnglishClass101.com for more good stuff. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye! Hi everybody and welcome back to Top Words. My name is Alicia and today we're going to talk about 10 TV related words. Let's go. To shoot, to film. The first expression is to shoot or to film. To shoot or to film. Actually, we use these words here, to shoot. To shoot means to take video, to record video. In a sentence, this show was shot in England. To shoot becomes shot. To shoot, shot in past tense. We can also use to film. Film comes from kind of older cameras where film, actual physical film was used. Now, of course, we use mostly digital media, but we use to shoot or to film video or to shoot a TV show to talk about recording something for use in movies or TV. To broadcast, to air. To broadcast or to air. So these are words which mean to play a TV show on TV, to air a TV show, to broadcast a TV show. Recently, I feel like to air is more common, like this TV show airs every week on Friday. In a sentence, new episodes air every Friday. We use broadcast for our live streams on this channel. Like we could say like a live broadcast every week at 10 p.m. EST. That's true. So we can say broadcast or we can say air. I feel like broadcast is a little more natural for internet things. We don't really use airs every week for internet things. We use air for TV. But yeah, broadcast would be more for internet programming, I think. To cast. The next expression, the next vocabulary word is to cast. To cast. There are a couple different meanings of this word. There's a fishing related word, which means to throw out like a fishing line to try to get a fish. This motion is called to cast. But if you're reading something about your favorite TV show and you see to cast, it means to choose someone to play a character. To choose someone to play a character is to cast. So for example, in a sentence, who was cast in the role of the princess? So to cast someone as a character is the expression we use. Jennifer Aniston was cast as Rachel in Friends. Or Dean Cain was cast as Superman in the Superman TV show from the 90s, to give an American pop culture example. Cast. Okay, the next expression, however, is the noun form cast. So cast as a noun, not as a verb, as a noun, the cast is the group of actors and actresses who play the characters in the TV show or the movie you're watching. So that's everybody. All of the actors and actresses are called the cast together. Their group is called the cast. So for example, that show has an all-star cast. Season, series. The next expression, or the next word, is season or series. Depending on which country, you may hear, let's see, season. Season is usually used in the US, and series, I think, is used maybe in England and maybe in Australia as well. So season and series, these mean like roughly the years of a show. In a sentence, how many seasons have you seen? So the kind of like the chapters of shows. Over like maybe 10 weeks or 12 weeks or so, you might watch one season of a show. It usually has like 8 to 10, maybe 12 episodes we'll talk about later. So one season is like 1 year of a show. Episode. The next expression is episode. Episode. So episode is one, usually for a TV show, one 30-minute or one 60-minute block of time. In a sentence, every episode of that show is so good. So maybe each week, one episode airs from a TV show, or 2 episodes air every week. So an episode is one part of a season. So for example, to use these words together, we could say, there are 10 episodes in every season of my favorite TV show. So episodes are these kind of small blocks of time, small parts of each story. To run. To run, to run. To run is a verb that has many different meanings in English. Oh, we can't talk about them all in one video or even a million videos, but to run in this case means how long a program is broadcast or how long a program airs for. So we would say that show is running for 6 seasons. It means that show is going to be broadcast on TV for 6 seasons. So in another example sentence, that show ran for just 3 seasons. So to run a show refers to the length of time that that TV program can be viewed on TV. Maybe more example sentences are better here. So like, this show has a planned run of 10 years, or we want to run this again next year, for example. So that means how often you want to broadcast. To be set in. The next expression is to be set in. To be set in refers to the place where the story happens in the TV show. We can also use this for books and for movies. Any storytelling situation you can use to be set in. In this example sentence, this show is set in New York City. The expression to set in can refer to place, yes, but it can also refer to the time period of a show. So for example, maybe a show is set in the past, far in the past. You could say, this show is set in the Old West, or this show is set in ancient China. This show is set in England in the 1600s. So that's the location and the time when the TV show is set. So place and location we can use to be set in. To recur. The next word is to recur, to recur. So to recur means to happen again, something that continues, something that repeats, to recur. So we use this for characters and themes in particular in TV shows. So we might see a recurring character. That character is a recurring character in the series. They repeat, they appear again and again from time to time. Not as a regular character, but they appear sometimes, like supporting characters. In a sentence, Joker is a recurring villain in the Batman series. He shows up from time to time. He's a recurring character, a recurring villain in this case. Script. The next word is script. Script. Script is the text for the show. Script is the text that the actors and actresses read to tell you the story. It's the stuff that the writers create, and yeah, actors will read that. Those are the words for the show, the script. So in a sentence, the script of this show is really well written. Fun fact, there is no script for this show. Unscripted! Really, there's no script. Sometimes people are like, they're surprised to find out there's no script for this. Some people are like, you're not reading anything? I'm like, no, of course not. Do you think that I was reading all that? It's always so clear to me, like the episodes that come out where I have had to read something, like for the postcard contest, for example. There's this, everything just slows down and is so, like the vibe is so weird. Anyway, no script for this show. That's the end. So those are 10 TV-related words, and you can use some of these words with movies and other stories as well. If you have any questions or comments, please be sure to let us know in the comment section below this video. Also, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you have not already. Check us out at EnglishClass101.com for more good stuff too. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Top Words, and we will see you again soon. Bye! Hi everybody, and welcome back to Top Words. My name is Alicia, and today we're going to talk about 10 phrasal verbs for talking about vehicles. Let's go! The first phrasal verb is pull in. Pull in. So pull in is used usually when you're driving very slowly. We usually use it for a parking lot. So we'll use it in an expression like pull into that space or pull in over there. In this sentence, pull into that space over there. It means usually to slowly move your car into a space, into a parking space or maybe into a garage. You're going into something, usually very slowly. So pull in over here, pull in over there, pull into that parking lot, pull into that driveway, for example. So slowly move into another place. We use the phrasal verb pull in for that. The next phrasal verb is pull up. Pull up. In this sentence, I'll pull the car up in front of the hotel. We usually use this when we want to slowly drive and then stop at a location. So for example, at a stoplight, we would say pull up to the stoplight. So it means to slowly drive to a place and then stop. So pull up next to the mailbox or pull up next to my house, pull up over there. Means slowly drive and then stop at that place is pull up. That's how we use pull up. The next expression is back up. Back up, so back means reverse. To back up a car is to move a car slowly in reverse. So usually, in most cases, we drive cars going forward, but you sometimes need to move your car in the opposite direction. Back up out of the driveway, for example. It means to go slowly in reverse, to back up. In this sentence, the truck backed up until it touched the loading dock. The next expression, we talked about pull in. Now we have back in. Back in. So pull in means to drive forward into something. Back in means to slowly go backward into something, usually a parking space or a garage or something. So back in is going in reverse. Pull in is going forward, as usual. So in a sentence, back into the parking space. The next expression is roll down. Roll down. This might be a little bit of an outdated expression at this point in time, but prior to the use of automatic windows, usually now I think most cars have a button and the window will automatically roll down. But we used to have a manual, a hand crank in cars to roll down windows. So this motion, which was used to move the window, that was also the verb we used. We used roll, so this motion is like roll, and then the window comes down. So we combined the two to say roll down the window. In a sentence, roll down your window, it's hot in here. The next expression is head up and head down. These are very common expressions when you are trying to navigate in a city. You don't have to use these only in cars. You can use them when you're walking or traveling on foot as well, on bicycle, whatever. You can use head up and head down anytime you are trying to go somewhere. So head up and head down really just mean go. So I could say like head up the street until you see a Starbucks and then turn right. Generally though, the difference between up and down here, it has kind of like a north and south, at least in English, it has a north-south sort of feel. So if, for example, I'm talking about the west coast of the USA, Seattle is in the north and Los Angeles is in the south. I would say I'm heading down, I'm going to head down to Los Angeles from Seattle, or I'm going to head up to Seattle from Los Angeles. It sounds really strange if I say head up to Los Angeles because Los Angeles is south of Seattle. So when you're speaking geographically, when you're speaking in terms of north and south for places, it's better to use head up or head down, depending on the location you're talking about coming from. Let's see, in this sentence, head down this street for a while. The next expression is run over. Run over. This is a word that we use when in a car. Let's say you're driving your car and then an animal comes out in front of the car, but you continue going. We say you are going to run over. So to run, in this case, is not a human running, but a car running. So the car is running, is going, is continuing over something else. So we can say like, don't run over any animals, or be careful not to run over your brother. And as an example sentence, I think you ran over a squirrel. True story, my little brother once ran over me in a golf cart. That is true. My brother and I were playing one time, and my grandparents had a golf cart, and my brother and I were outside running around. We were playing like a James Bond, like kind of spy game, like where we're like, okay, I'm gonna drive the golf cart and you have to run alongside and jump in. And I was like, okay, but I tried to jump. I don't know, I got nervous, but it wasn't really going that fast, but like somehow things went wrong and I fell down, or maybe I tripped or something like that when I was running. I fell down and he ran over me in the golf cart, like ran over my leg, just drove right over my leg, and I was like, ah! We got in big trouble. I was fine, yeah, no, I died. The next word is pull over. So pull over means usually you are driving the car and you want to make a stop. So usually we use this like on the side of the road or in a place where you wouldn't usually stop, or in kind of a strange, not necessarily strange, but maybe not a typical place to stop a car. So for example, if there's like a bee in the car and you're like, I need to get this bee out of my car, you can pull over to the side of the road. We usually use it like pull over to the side of the road and, you know, do what you need to do. Or maybe you need to pull over at a rest stop, pull over at a bathroom, essentially. Okay, so in a sentence, pull over at the next rest stop. Yeah, so pull over is also used by the police as well as like a command. It's a temporary situation, so the police are going to stop you. They say pull over to the side of the road, and then you have to move your car to the side of the road where it's safe, and they talk to you, and then you can continue down the road after you've finished speaking to them. Police will use it as a command. The next phrasal verb is pull out, pull out. So for example, when you are coming out of a parking space, for example, you can say like pull out of this parking space and turn left. It means like to exit something slowly. So to pull out of a parking space or to pull out into traffic. So turning from one lane to another, maybe busier lane. The image is going kind of slowly and then picking up the pace somewhere else. So to pull out into is another common expression. Pull out into traffic, or pull out of a space and turn left, or pull out of the driveway, for example. In this example sentence, a super slow truck pulled out in front of us on the mountain road. The next expression is get on. Get on. We use get on usually for large roads, so a highway or a major street. Usually the traffic is moving very quickly. We say get on the highway, get on the 5. So like in the US, lots of highways, major roads are labeled with numbers. So like California, a big state highway is the number 5 highway, the 5. So you could say like get on the 5 at the next exit, or get on the 5 at this street, for example. So to get on means like to join with your car that major road. In a sentence, get on the highway here. Okay, so that's the end. Those are 10 phrasal verbs for talking about vehicles. I hope that those were useful, and some of these phrasal verbs you can use in situations other than cars and automobiles. So if you have any questions or comments, please let us know in the comment section below. Please, please, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and check us out at EnglishClass101.com for more stuff. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Top Words, and we'll see you again soon. Bye! Hi everybody, and welcome back to Top Words. My name is Alicia, and today we're going to talk about 10 employment-related words. So let's go! To apply for a job. The first expression is to apply for a job. When you apply for a job, you do a job application form where you have to write your personal information, and then you often have to submit some other materials, your CV or your resume, and then maybe a photograph too, something like that. So to apply for a job is to essentially notify the owner or the manager at the company that you are interested in, that you would like to work there. That is to apply for a job. So in a sentence, I applied for a job at Apple. To interview for, to have an interview. The next expression is to interview for something or to have an interview. So after you apply for a job, if you pass the application stage, you may be asked to have an interview. So to have an interview is the stage where you meet your prospective, maybe meet your potential future employer or manager or coworkers, and you have a discussion. They interview you, they talk to you about your skills, your goals, who you are as a person. an interview, to have an interview. Or we can say to interview for a position. So for example, I'm going to interview for a sales position. I'm going to interview for a teacher position. I'm going to interview for a cake baking position. You never know. You never know. Cakes need to be baked. Anyway, so if you decide you're going to apply to be a cake baker, you say, I have an interview for a cake baker position. In this sentence, I got an interview for a new job. To get an offer. The next expression is to get an offer, to get an offer. So after the application and perhaps after the interview, if the employer or manager or whoever, they like you, the next phase is usually an offer, a job offer. So we would say, I got an offer for a job. I got an offer from Apple. I got an offer for a management position. So we can use offer for a job to be very general, an offer for a specific position. I got an offer for a donut taste tester position. Or we can say I got a job offer from a company. I got a job offer from Kleenex. Okay, there are 3 different ways that we can use this expression. Another sentence, I got a really great job offer. To accept an offer. The next expression is to accept an offer. So when the offer comes, you can choose to accept or decline the offer. Accept means yes, decline means no. So to accept an offer means to say yes, to agree to work for that position, to agree to work in that position, to agree to work for the company, to agree to do that job which you applied for, to accept an offer. In this sentence, are you going to accept the offer from that company? To start working. The next expression is to start working. So to start working at a new job, we can use this to talk about the job, your responsibilities specifically, or the company. So I'm going to start working at Apple next week, or I'm going to start working at my new job next week, or I'm going to start working as a sales management professional next week, for example. So to start working is an expression that's used for a new job. Sometimes people will say like about their regular schedules, like I start working every day at 8 o'clock. It's okay, you can use that as well. I would say I start work every day at 8 o'clock. I start my job every day at 8 o'clock. But when you join a new company, you can also say I start working for my new company on Monday, for example. To get a promotion. The next expression is to get a promotion. To get a promotion. A promotion means essentially like to level up at work, to go to the next level in terms of money, in terms of responsibility, in terms of prestige. Prestige means like kind of like the respect or the respect of a position. So to get a promotion is usually seen as a positive thing. So if you do a good job in your position, you may get a promotion. In this sentence, do you think you'll get a promotion next year? To get a raise. The next expression is to get a raise. To get a raise is specifically an increase in your pay. An increase in your pay, which may or may not be accompanied by, be together with a promotion. So maybe you get a promotion and a raise at the same time. That could be. Or maybe you have the same job description, but you get a raise. So it's like a type of promotion, really. Getting a raise is like a type of promotion, sort of like a monetary promotion, I guess. Now that I think about it, though, promotion feels really kind of more about the job title, the job or responsibility level. And then that may or may not have a raise attached to it. So to get a raise means to get more money, to have a higher salary, higher hourly wage, to get a raise. I have heard some people say get a rise in pay as well, but that might be more common in British English. Americans say get a raise. In a sentence, I hope I get a raise this year. To demote. The next expression is to demote. Demote. So I talked about the word to promote or to get a promotion, meaning to go up a level, to increase your responsibilities at your job. But if you have bad performance or if there is a problem at your job or something goes awry, something goes bad, there's an issue or you have to take responsibility for a company problem, whatever. You have to go down a level. We say that that's being demoted. That would be to demote someone. So we have promote, to go up, and demote, meaning to go down. Promote, demote, promote, demote. In a sentence, I heard the manager in the next department was demoted. To quit. The next expression is to quit, to quit. So to quit, be careful of your pronunciation. I hear sometimes my students say to quite my job. That's a funny one. To quite. It is not to quite. It is to quit, to quit. There's that tall I sound, quit. Sounds like bit or kit or mit or it. So to quit a job means to stop working somewhere, to finish your well, maybe not finish your responsibilities. It means to stop working a specific position. It means to stop working at a specific company. Of course, you can say to quit a job. You can also quit other things in your life. For example, like to quit a task on a computer or to quit dating someone. People could say that. To quit staying up late at night. I mean, you can use that for any number of actions, any action that you want to stop doing, we can use to quit. But when you want to stop working at a company, the vocabulary word we use is to quit. In this sentence, I think I need to quit my job. To be fired. Oh, the next expression is to be fired, to be fired. So the previous word, to quit, is your own choice. You choose to quit a job, to quit something. However, if there's a big problem that is your responsibility, or maybe there's some circumstance, something happens, I don't know what, but it is not your choice to leave your job, but your employer's choice or your manager's choice. They decide you cannot continue working here. This is the expression, to be fired. Like, I got fired from my job. I was fired from my job. To be fired means to lose your job. To be forced to quit your job is to be fired. In this sentence, one of my colleagues was fired last week. So that's the end. Those are 10 employment-related words. I hope that those are helpful for you in applying for jobs and maybe even applying for universities to some degree. I don't know. Anyway, if you liked this video, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our channel as well. Also, check us out at EnglishClass101.com for more fun stuff. If you have any questions or comments, please be sure to leave them in a comment below this video too. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Top Words, and we will see you again soon. Bye! Going to work. We're at work. Employment-related words. We're working. This is what I do all day when I work. Pretty much. Okay, stop that. Let's talk seriously about serious things. There's not really like a promotion. There's no promotion in this job. It's not like I'm gonna be like,
I mean, maybe a raise, but I don't know.
mega host. Did I already read that? I don't know. I forgot if I said the example sentence. I had a very strong coffee at lunch. Promote, demote. What am I doing? I was gonna try and do something with that, but nothing's coming out, so we're gonna stop that right now.
Hey everyone, I'm Paris from EnglishClass101.com. In this video, we're talking about how to ask and give directions. Let's start. To the left, to the left. The first phrase is, where is the? Where is the? For example, you can ask, where is the bank? This can be used to ask for a general location or detailed directions. Don't be surprised if you only receive basic information. For example, next to the grocery store. The next phrase is, I need to go to the. I need to go to the. For example, you can say, I need to go to the police station. The word need is used, but this is used for non-emergencies as well. How do I get to the? How do I get to the? For example, you can say, how do I get to the museum? This question can be used to ask for step-by-step directions instead of a general location. Is the near here? Is the near here? For example, you can say, is the library near here? If you're unfamiliar with an area, you can ask to get this information about a specific place where you want to go. Is the bathroom near here? Excuse me, do you know where the is? Excuse me, do you know where the is? For example, you can say, excuse me, do you know where the park is? Only use excuse me when you're starting a conversation with a stranger. Another common phrase is the far from here? Is the far from here? For example, you can say, is the post office far from here? This is an indirect way to ask for directions. People will tell you how far the place is and probably tell you the best way to get there. Walking, taking a bus, driving, Uber. Now let's take a look at expressions to give directions. Turn left. Turn left. For example, you can say, turn left after 2 blocks. This gives you information about how far you should go before you make any changes. In this case, you should go left. To the left, to the left. Turn right. Turn right. For example, you can say, turn right at the 3rd traffic light. This also gives you information about how far you should go before taking another action. In this case, you should go right. Go straight. Go straight. This simply tells you to go in one direction. It also implies that if you keep going straight, that you will eventually find what you're looking for. Go past. Go past. For example, you can say, go past the church. A landmark is just an easily noticeable place, for example, a movie, theater, restaurant, at the corner of. At the corner of. For example, you can say, it's at the corner of. This means that a place is located at the corner where 2 streets meet. In front of. In front of. For example, you can say, the bus station is in front of the supermarket. We use front to refer to the main entrance of a building. It can also mean visible from the front, and doesn't necessarily mean it's directly in front of something. Behind. Behind. For example, you can say, the parking lot is behind the movie theater. We use behind to say that something is at the rear of a building. The front of a building is its main entrance, so which side it's facing the street is really not important. Next to. Next to. For example, you can say, the restaurant is next to the park. This is an example of using a non-specific location to give general directions. Next to can be anywhere beside, in front of, or around a place. McDonald's is next to my house. Between. Between. For example, you can say, the store is between the coffee shop and the pet store. Between is used with 2 other places. When using between, the main place will always be in the middle of the 2 other places. Okay, that's all for this lesson. Which phrase do you like the most? Leave us a comment and let us know. And I'll see you next time, guys. Bye!
Hi everyone, I'm Christine from EnglishClass101.com. In this video, we'll be talking about the top 10 English slang words. Let's begin! Creepy. This is used to say that someone makes you uncomfortable. Teacher's pet. This is used as an insult to classmates who try too hard to impress the teacher, or for someone who is especially liked by a teacher. Scaredy cat. An insult for people who are easily scared. Tattletale, a person who tells authority figures information in order to get someone in trouble. Nerd, a person who is smart but not cool. Ginger, this is an insult for people with red hair. Bimbo, used as an insult for women who aren't smart. Jock, used as an insult for men who are into sports and aren't smart. Show off, someone who takes every opportunity to display their talent. Clown, used to say that someone is silly. How was it? If you have any more questions, please leave a comment below. See you next time. Hi everyone, I'm Christine from EnglishClass101.com. In this video, we'll be talking about the top 10 language learning strategies. Let's begin. Befriending or dating someone who speaks English. Watching movies or listening to music in English. Read English newspapers or magazines. Record your voice and compare your pronunciation with native English speakers. Download dialogue tracks and listen to English conversations. Repeat the phrases that you hear out loud again and again. Review all the lessons on EnglishClass101.com to master them completely. Read lines slowly at first, then reread and increase your speed. Set small and measurable learning goals with your personal deadlines. Try harder lessons to challenge yourself and improve faster. How was it? If you have any more questions, please leave a comment below. See you next time!
Hey everyone, I'm Paris from EnglishClass101.com. In this video, we'll be talking about 10 words you need to know at the airport. Let's go. Terminal. Terminal. A terminal is the place where a plane stops to collect or drop off passengers. For example, you can say, the plane will pull into the terminal so we can exit. Or the terminal will get changed 10 times so you'll miss your flight. Luggage pickup. Luggage pickup. This is the place at an airport where you get your luggage after your flight. For example, you can say, the luggage pickup area is busy. Sometimes you can also see baggage claim instead of luggage pickup. Then we have plane ticket. Plane ticket. You need to keep your plane ticket with you at all times when you're at the airport. At the airport, this will be called a boarding pass. For example, you can say, I purchased my plane ticket online, so you do not need that boarding pass anymore. I don't want to see those boarding passes. The next word is flight. Flight. A flight is another name for a plane that goes to a certain destination. For example, you might hear, this flight goes to New York. You can say, the flight will leave in 1 hour. Or you can say, the flight will leave in 10 hours because it's been delayed. Next word is board. Board. This verb means to get on a plane, boat, etc. For example, you can say, we need to hurry to get on board on time. Boarding gate. Boarding gate. A boarding gate is the place where you go to get on your flight. Usually there's a gate number to help you find your gate. For example, you can say, I couldn't find my boarding gate. Or the boarding gate will be closing and they'll say, Paris. Delayed. Delayed. If a flight or train is delayed, it means that it will leave later than expected. For example, you can say, the train departure will be delayed for 20 minutes. It's always the worst when your plane or train is delayed. Take off. Take off. When something starts to fly, especially in an airplane, we say that it's taking off. For example, you can say, the plane will take off in 20 minutes. The next word is land. Land. When something descends and touches the ground after flying, we say that it lands. For example, you can say, the plane will land at the airport at 10 o'clock. The next word is reservation. Reservation. A reservation is used when you made arrangements in advance for something, such as a restaurant, hotel, a tour, etc. For example, you can say, do you have a reservation? In LA, that's all I hear. Okay guys, that's it for this lesson. Which word do you like the most? Leave us a comment letting me know. See you next time, guys. Bye. Hey guys, I'm Paris from EnglishClass101.com. In this video, we'll be talking about making complaints in English. So let's get started. The first complaint is, I'm starving. I'm starving. This is an exaggeration you can use when you're hungry. I am always starving, even right now. The next complaint is, it's noisy. It's noisy. This kind of complaint is one that you would make to a friend. Telling the staff of a restaurant won't help, since they can't tell people to be quiet. I hate when it's noisy in restaurants. Save that for another time. Then we have, it's hot. It's hot. This can be used to talk about the weather or the temperature of a room. You can add a request like, can you turn on the air conditioner? I am never hot, so I like that. The next complaint is, it's cold. It's cold. This can be used to talk about the weather or the temperature of a room. You can add a request like, can you turn on the heater? I always make this request because it's always too cold everywhere. Everywhere. It's too expensive. It's too expensive. Even if you have enough money to buy something, it may be more money than you want to spend. It would probably be considered rude to say this to someone who works at a store. But I always think, okay, I'm in Gucci, it's way too expensive. Another common complaint is, I'm tired. I'm tired. Use this complaint to imply that you want to sit down, relax, go home, take a break. When I babysit my 5-year-old cousin, I leave thinking, I'm tired. The next complaint is, I gained weight. I gained weight. This is a self-criticism that implies that you want to lose weight. Many people say, I got so fat. I'm always broke. I'm always broke. Use this to complain about never having enough money. I am always broke because I always want more money. The next complaint is, my job is boring. My job is boring. This is a really common complaint used by people who don't think their jobs are very exciting. Usually it means that you want to find a different, more fun job. It's all right, teachers, your job isn't boring. That person stinks. That person stinks. You can use stinks to talk about a literal physical smell or a general insult meaning that you don't like how someone smells. I hate when people smell on the bus. Not good. Not okay. The next complaint is, there's too much traffic. There's too much traffic. This is a common complaint among people who commute to work by car. Certain roads are especially bad during rush hour, which is the time in the morning or night most people are going home or to work. If I left at, it was 7 p.m., I would be here in 10 minutes. But because it's daytime in LA, it took me 30 minutes to get here, and I drive really, really fast. And it still took me 30 minutes. The next complaint is, the Wi-Fi here is too slow. The Wi-Fi here is too slow. This is just a general complaint you may have about the internet speed. If you're at a cafe or somewhere with Wi-Fi, you can request that they reset the Wi-Fi to improve the speed. If you're having a party and you're having friends over and your Wi-Fi is too slow, you might as well end that party now. No Wi-Fi, no party. My boss is annoying. My boss is annoying. Annoying can be used to mean that someone does things that you don't like or they ask you to do things that you don't like. Either way, an annoying boss is a bad experience. I am very familiar with this. Hey Paris, grab me coffee. Hey Paris, check my emails. My boss is annoying. But don't tell him I said that. The pay is too low. The pay is too low. You can use this to complain about how much you make or to reject a job offer because it doesn't pay enough. I'm a surgeon. The pay is too low. I don't like it. I don't like it. This is a very general complaint that can be used for almost anything. What don't I like? Posting 1,000 selfies on Instagram. I don't like it. Okay, that's it for this lesson. Which complaint do you like more? Leave us a comment and let me know. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Hi everybody, my name is Alicia. Today we're going to be talking about the top 10 favorite English words. We asked our fans on Facebook what their favorite English words were, and these are the top 10 that came out, so let's talk about them. Come on. The first word, the first phrase is come on. Come on is a phrase that's used to encourage other people, like let's go to the party, come on. Or you can also use it with downward intonation, as in come on, when you feel upset about something. Someone has stopped in front of you on the middle of the street and you're trying to walk, but they just don't move. You can say, come on. Though, don't say that out loud, maybe, because they might get upset with you. Come on over, baby. That's a good one. Yeah, come on over to my house, or come on over to the barbecue this weekend. It's going to be a good time. So you can use it as part of a separate phrase as well, not just by itself. Believe. The next word is believe. Believe is used, a verb, it's a verb, when you trust in something, or that you feel that you know that something exists, or something is possible, or something is capable. Many people use it as in like, I believe in you, to show that they think that the other person or the other group of people is capable of doing something. Or people use it for their faith as well, like I believe in God, or I don't believe in God, for something that you have your faith in, and another person, or in religion, whatever that might be. Consistency. Consistency is a noun. The consistency of a liquid can be really thick or kind of thin. Or you can also use consistency to talk about something that's important that you need when you're studying a language, for example. Consistency. So consistency refers to doing the same thing the same way over and over and over again. Studying every day, or making a habit out of studying, creating consistency in your study patterns will really help you in learning another language. Watch our videos every week. We're consistent. Friend. Friend, that's good. I'm glad that that was a word that was chosen from the Facebook thing. Friend, yeah, so someone that you feel close to, or someone that you get along really well with is your friend. In a sentence, I went out drinking with my friends yesterday and that was a bad idea. Friend also can be used for the people who follow you, or the people who you're connected to on social media. So your Facebook friends, maybe Twitter, you can have Twitter friends. Maybe Instagram friends, people that you haven't actually met, but that you somehow have a connection with online. People are now calling them your friends. But whether or not they're true friends remains to be seen. What is a true friend? A true friend is someone who you can tell all your things to and they won't judge you for it. Gate crash. Gate crash means to go to an event without having been invited to the event. I've also heard just crash. I haven't heard it with gate, but I just heard crash, as in to crash a party. So in a sentence, I once crashed a house party. I wasn't invited, but somehow we had a connection and we just showed up and had a good time. But usually gate crashes are perceived as, they're very unwelcome, like you shouldn't be there. Great. Great is just a positive word. How are you? I'm great. Oh, how was that movie? It was great. Anytime that you want to express some sort of positivity, you can use the word great. Great! You're great, Eileen. Pizza is pretty great. I haven't eaten pizza in a while. Pizza. I don't know. I love the phrase, I don't know. I talked about this phrase in one of the English topics videos that we did with Michael. Check that out if you haven't already. I don't know, of course, is used when you do not know information. You don't know the answer. Your teacher asks you a question in math class or something, and you can say, I don't know, for I have no ideas. So you can use it in this way, but I like to use I don't know a lot to transition in my speech. When I don't have a good idea, or when I'm out of things to say and I want to kind of pass the conversation to the next person, I go, I don't know. You can use this when you're trying to make a decision, for example, and you kind of want to encourage the other person to help make the decision. So one person might say, what do you want to do? And you can say, I don't know, what do you want to do? I don't know, what do you want to do? And eventually somebody has to make the decision, but you can kind of pass back and forth with, I don't know, in this sort of soft way. Never mind. Yeah, never mind means don't worry about it. Or maybe like, stop thinking about that. I don't need to think about that anymore. Never mind, like you want to move on in the conversation, you can say never mind, or you make an embarrassing comment, never mind. What is happening? There's like a creaky cracky thing happening. Never mind. Oh, I just used it, never mind. No, it wasn't on purpose. So I just used never mind, that was pretty good. Passion. Passion refers to something that you feel very strongly about, positively usually. So you can feel passion for your studies, you can feel passion for your hobby, you can feel passion for your family or your friend. I think we use passion more so to talk about like a love relationship, a romantic relationship. So you can say, I have passion for my wife, I have passion for my husband, or like I have passion for this hobby that I do. It's a really positive word. So in a sentence, let's see. I think a relationship should be full of passion. I have passion for music. I do. I have passion for music. I'm constantly listening to music. From the moment I wake up in the morning, I literally have headphones in my bed, and I'm listening to the latest new things on my SoundCloud stream. That's true. Sparkler. Why did you guys pick sparkler? Sparkler. A sparkler is a small firework, like a handheld firework that you can use like at 4th of July. You light one end of it, and it kind of goes psst, psst. It makes that sound too. It goes psst, and it kind of burns, and you can write stuff. And if you take a picture with a long timer on the camera or whatever, you can spell out boobs. One of my favorite things to do on the 4th of July in America is to light sparklers with my family and friends. And that's the end. So those were, let's see, how many? 10. Those were 10 really cool words that you guys chose from Facebook. Thanks a lot for participating and sending in those words. It's interesting to see what you guys chose. Thanks again for watching today, and we will see you again next time. Bye. We're stirring the pot here at EnglishClass101.com. Hi everybody, my name is Alicia, and today we're going to be talking about the top 25 English phrases, so let's get started. The first phrase is hello. Hello, of course, is used as a greeting. You can greet your friends, you can greet your coworkers, your family with this phrase just by saying hello. Hey, hi, what's up? Hello. Sup? Yo. Pretty much any time of day you can use hello. Hello. The next phrase is good morning. Good morning is used as a greeting in the morning. You can kind of feel when morning ends for you. Good morning is nice and polite. Or even just morning with your close friends or close coworkers. The next phrase is good night. Good night is fine. We don't use this to greet other people. We use it when we're saying goodbye to other people at night. Family members, particularly mothers and fathers, to say good night to their children before they put them to bed. You can say it to your friend in a text message or in an email if you've been talking for a while. Good night. So the next word to talk about is goodbye. Use it when you say goodbye to your friends, when you leave your friends. Goodbye. Bye, of course. Take care. Have a nice day. Peace out. That's another way to say goodbye. Okay, the next phrase is I'm plus your name. Of course, this is a way to introduce yourself. You can use I'm, in my case, Alicia. I'm Alicia to introduce yourself in any situation. New friend, I'm Alicia. Okay, the next phrase is what's your name? What's your name is used to ask someone else what their name is. So, what is your name sounds a bit, try to use what's your name. If you forget someone's name, you can say sorry, what's your name? Or sorry, what's your name again? Next phrase is nice to meet you. Nice to meet you anytime you meet someone new. Nice to meet you is fine. Good to meet you is a little more casual. Great to meet you sounds very excited. Pleasure to meet you sounds like maybe a formal situation or a business context. Okay, the next phrase is how are you? How are you it's just a friendly way to check in with the other person. You can use it with friends, your family, your coworkers, maybe even your boss to a certain degree. How are ya? How you doing? The next phrase is I'm fine, thanks. And you? If you saw English in 3 minutes, we talked a lot about this phrase. Instead of I'm fine, thank you, and you, say I'm good, thanks. How are you? Just shorten it, make it a little bit more natural. How are you? Good. How are you? Great. How are you? Not so good. How are you? Okay. And so on. So when someone says, how are you? I usually say, I'm good. This week, I blah, blah, blah. Give some information about what you've been up to. Maybe a hobby, something that you did recently, an event, something interesting you saw, whatever. People want to make that connection with you, and it's a good chance for you to continue speaking. The next word is please. Please is a polite phrase used when you want something from someone else. You can use this as a response when someone offers you something, like in a restaurant, for example. Would you like more water? Would you like something to drink? Oh, please. The next phrase is thank you. Thank you is used to express your appreciation. You can use thank you with everybody. The next phrase is you're welcome. You're welcome. When someone says thank you, you can say you're welcome. No biggie. I use no biggie as in no biggie is short for no big problem. The next word is yes. Yes, of course. Yes means is any positive expression. Someone asks you a question and the answer is a positive answer. You say yes, yep, yeah. Oui. No. Next, I'm guessing I know it. Yep, the next word is no. No is a negative response to something when you have to give a negative answer. So as you can probably guess, the long form of no is negative. I like to use nope. It's very, very casual. Not gonna happen. My parents would use that with me. To soften that a little bit, if you want to show a negative response to something, like let's go out for dinner tonight. What do you want to do? Like, do you want to go out? Not really. No, I don't think so. To soften it. The next word is okay. Okay. This word comes from copy editors. Okay. When they had to check a manuscript, they had to label the manuscript all clear, AC. But because they were copy editors and they have a very, very sick sense of humor, they thought they would mark it okay for all clear to make a joke because O and K do not start all and clear. But it caught on among everybody in the world. Anyway, okay is used to agree with somebody else. Well, it can be used actually to express a positive or kind of a slight negative, I feel. Transitioning in your conversation, you can say, okay, now we're going to talk about blah, blah, blah. Okay. The next phrase is excuse me. Excuse me, it's used to get someone's attention in English when you don't know the other person. For example, in a store, a supermarket, maybe a stranger on the street, you need to ask directions. You can use excuse me. You can use excuse me in the supermarket. Excuse me, can you tell me where the hot sauce is? If you've done something rude in public, you can use excuse me. I personally do not do rude things in public ever. I'm sorry is the next word we're going to talk about. I'm sorry is used to apologize when you have made a mistake or someone you know has made a mistake and you're connected to it, or you just feel bad. You can use I'm sorry. You made a mistake at work. I'm sorry. You forgot to feed your cat. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. You bump someone next to you. Oh, sorry. What time is it is the next phrase when you need to check what time it is. What time is it? When you ask someone else what time it is, maybe you say this to yourself too. Check your watch, check your phone, check a clock. Pretty straightforward phrase. There aren't really any short versions, so that's an easy one. Where is the plus a location. So you can use this for a building or a store. We're not going to use this where is the for a place, a city name or a state name or a country name. To do that, you would need to remove the. But where is the bank? Where is the post office? You can use this to ask directions, to ask for help in your house or at work. Where is the copy machine? Where is the file I need? Where is the blah, blah, blah? Where is the bathroom is perhaps a very important question to know. The next one is, may I use the restroom? May I use the restroom is a polite and soft expression that you can use if you need to use the toilet, you need to use the washroom. When you're at someone's house for the very first time, when you're in a place that is new to you, you can ask, may I use the restroom? More casually, can I go to the bathroom? To be very polite, you can say, may I go to the bathroom? The next phrase is, I would like to order something. You can use this at a restaurant probably, or in any situation where you need to place an order. I'd like a pizza. I'd like a beer. Can I get the check, please? This will be used at a restaurant. When you've finished your meal and it's time to go, can I get the check, please? In a very, very casual situation, you can just say, check, please. That's fine. The next phrase is see you soon. See you soon is used with friends and family members, perhaps, when you expect to see them again soon after saying goodbye to them. This is used at the end of the conversation. You're going separate directions. You say, see you soon. See ya is also good, or just see you. To make it a little more formal, you can say, I'll see you again soon. Make a full sentence out of it that way. The next phrase is see you later. See you later is very similar to see you soon, but the point is with see you later is that you're probably going to meet that person again later on in the same day. The last phrase is really. Really is a very useful word because you can use it to show you are interested in a conversation with upward intonation. Really, really, tell me more. Or to show that you're not so interested in the conversation with downward intonation. Really. So there are many other words that you can use similar to really in this way, like seriously or oh, and so on. So it's a really good practice for your intonation. So those are 25 very common words and phrases in English. If you liked this video, if you like this topic, please subscribe. I'm sure there'll be a button here somewhere or a button here, wherever. But please be sure to subscribe to our channel because we're going to be doing more videos like this, and we already have more videos like this, so please be sure to check them out. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye. The coffee is in me. Hi everybody, my name is Alicia, and today we're going to be talking about the top 25 English adjectives. So these are the top 25 English adjectives in terms of how often they're used. So let's get right into it. Okay, the first adjective is the word good. Good can be used to refer to anything that you think is good or great or positive. In the comparative form, it is better. In the superlative form, it is best. So I think pizza is good. I think that sleep is good. I really think that sleep is good. Baseball is good. Playing sports is good. Video games are good. The next word is new. Comparative form, newer. Superlative form, newest. I have a new haircut. Do you want a new bike? I need to get a new job. Not true, sorry, no. Just an example sentence. So next one is first. First just refers to the number one of something. Yeah, the original of something. You could say the first silent film or the first movie I ever watched or the first CD I ever bought. The first CD I ever bought was Michael Jackson's Bad. Next word is last, the final of something. We use last to refer to the most recent of something as well, as in the last time I went to the beach or the last time I went to the forest or the last time I saw my friend. Have you ever eaten the last piece of pizza when you weren't supposed to? What was the last word we talked about? It was first. The next word is long. Long. Anything that you feel is... Lightsabers are long. Subway sandwiches are long. I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to laugh for long. The next word is great. Great can be used to express any positive emotion. Somebody gives you new information and you think it's good, but you want to express that it's even better than good. You can say it's great. Greater is the comparative form. Greatest is the superlative form. The greatest invention of all time was the light bulb, for example. What do you think is your greatest achievement? One of life's greatest pleasures is finding people to be good friends with. Is great. The next word is little. This is a very common word that gets used in an expression like when I was little, referring to when you were a kid. So when I was little, I really liked to play outside. Or when I was little, I was really into Pokemon. I have said very little about the word little. The next word is near. Near, nearer, nearest. You probably know the location of the nearest maybe supermarket to your house or the nearest post office. I live near a very fashionable store. The next word is big. Big is used for anything that is large in size or large conceptually. So for example, you can say an elephant is a big animal, or in terms of concept, you can say, let's see, that fashion is really big right now, or that artist is really big right now, and that refers to popularity. Big movies are exciting to watch with friends. Do you have any bigger sandwiches? I'm really hungry. Next word is other. Other just refers to something else, something different from what is currently happening. The other thing, the other person. My other friend is a DJ. My other friend is a cook. My other friend is a dancer. My other friend, I have very interesting friends. What other things have you done with your life? The next word is old. Old, it can be used to refer to people. It can be used to refer to animals, to art, anything that has a long history. So maybe I like old movies, or I don't like old art, or I think my grandpa is really, really old. This is getting old. The next word is right. This can be used to refer to the direction, right, as in the opposite of left, or it can be used to refer to something that is correct. So in a sentence like, you're right, it means you are correct. That is the correct answer. It can also be used to mean right, as in make a right turn. But you'll have to listen to the context to decide which meaning is the true meaning. This is not right could mean something that's not fair or that you disagree strongly with. This is not right. The next word is high. High refers to something that is very tall, very way up somewhere. So many people might say, like, I have a fear of high buildings, or I have a fear of high places. It can also, in the comparative form, just refer to something higher or taller than something else. Highest, meaning the most high. Squeaky level is high. I like high volume music. The next word is different. Not the same as something else, is different. I think that having many different friends is a lot of fun. Do you enjoy listening to different kinds of music? The next word is small. Small, smaller, smallest. Small and little are extremely similar. I would pretty much use them in the same way. However, we don't say when I was a small kid. We say when I was a little kid, or you can say when I was small.
The next word is large. Large and big are very much the same. I will say, though, that large is used on clothing sizes. Big is not. When we talked about big, we talked about how big can be used to refer to something that's very popular. Large is not used to refer to something that's popular. Large is used for sizing, I feel, only. So like a house can be large, but it's used to refer to like the physical size of something. Large and in charge. Large, larger, largest. This is the largest hippopotamus in the zoo. I have to go. The next word is easy. Easy is the next word. Easy, easier, easiest. This is a good one that you can use anytime something seems very simple for you. For example, this test is easy, or that was the easiest thing I've ever done, or I hope this test is easier than the last test. Oh gosh, don't call a person easy, Alicia. Don't ever call a person easy unless you're trying to be really rude. My driving test was really easy. Or what's the easiest language you've ever studied? The next word is difficult. Difficult is something that seems hard to do. What is the most difficult thing you've ever had to do? The most difficult thing I've ever had to do was move to a different country. The next word is young. Young, younger, youngest. Come on, guys. Younger generations have a lot of new technologies to experiment with. Young! The next word is important. Important, more important, most important. What is important to you? I think that practicing another language is more important than playing my banjo. I don't have a banjo. You can find something that's important to you and put your time into it. I think drinking a lot of water every day is important. Putting on your shoes before you leave the house is very important. I have to go. It's very important that I go. Next word is interesting. Interesting. Anything that you think is cool, anything that you find that makes you go, ooh, is something that's interesting. I think that this type of music is the most interesting type of music. Your mom is interesting. The next word is short. Short, shorter, shortest. I am the shortest person in my class. I'm the shortest person in the room. Short just refers to something that is not long, so it can refer to a size or it can also refer to a concept, as in a length of time. So like, I'm going to travel abroad for a short period of time. Bad. You know I'm bad, you know it. Bad, something that is not good. Bad food will give you bad feelings in your stomach. You're a bad dog. Who's a bad dog? You're a bad dog. The next one is boring. Something that is not interesting. Something that does not make you go, ooh, but something that makes you go, huh. The most boring story I've ever heard was a story about a tomato. If I don't do anything, this will be really boring. Oh, far, referring to distance. Something that is not near to you is far. How can I go farther? Far. The farthest I've ever run is 7 kilometers. I am not a runner. Okay, that's the end of the top 25 English adjectives. You've probably used these if you're studying English, and if you haven't, try to experiment with them and see what kind of interesting sentences that you can make up. Try to use the normal form and the comparative form and the negative form and the superlative form. You can express a lot with just these 25 words, so give them a try. Thanks very much for watching us in this lesson, and we'll see you again soon. Bye! Hi everybody, my name is Alicia, and today we're going to be talking about the top 25 English nouns. These are the top 25 most commonly used nouns in English, so let's get started. The first noun is the word name. Name, of course, is used in common questions like, what's your name, my name is, and so on. My favorite actor's name is Harrison Ford, something like that. Say my name, say my name. The next word is time. Time is used, of course, to express the point in the day, as used in questions like, what time is it? Can you tell me what time it is? I don't have any time lately, if you're really busy. Have you any time? It's time for my favorite show, House of Cards. Kevin Spacey is cool. The next noun is man. Please be careful. Man is one of those words that has an irregular plural form. When you need to use the plural of the word man, you should say men. Do not say mans. It's very funny, but don't say it. Who's that man? Or what's up, man? You can use man with men or women, interestingly enough. The next word is woman. Woman also has an irregular plural form. Please say women when referring to more than one woman, not women's or woman's. Even though the singular and the plural form of women and woman have the same spelling at the beginning, W-O-M, the pronunciations are different. Woman, women. So watch out for that when you say this. Pretty woman. The next word is person. Person.
You can use it to refer generally to either a man or a woman. Please be careful. Persons, plural form becomes people. When you want to talk about another culture, for example, you can say such and such country's people, or the people in that country speak blah, blah, blah language. The next word is thing. Generally an inanimate object, something that just doesn't move, like a water bottle or, a sweater, a thing. You can use it when you don't know the word for something. So thing is very, very useful. What is this thing? I like many things, for example. Where the Wild Things Are, the movie that's already out that I totally knew about. The next word is mother. Mother is the person, the woman who gave birth to you. Isn't that exciting? Mother is commonly shortened to mom or mama or mommy, ma, madre if you speak Spanish, mum, mamba if you're me, mamacita. The next word is day. Of course, day is used in all of the days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Time period when the sun is out, the day or the daytime. Have a nice day. The next word is world. World just refers to the entire planet Earth. I like to travel all around the world, or I like trying foods from all around the world. In the world of science, this is an upcoming technology. Or in the world of literature, he's one of the most famous authors. So world can be used to refer just to kind of a more specific hobby or a specific interest or just a specific person's life. War of Worlds. Father. Father is your dad. Other common words used for father are dad, papa, pop, daddy, pa, faja. I use that one with my dad. While mother is used to refer to kind of like nurturing, kind of like, the earth or things that like kind of give life to others. Father, at least in my mind, there's kind of this image of someone who's a little bit more strict in your life. The next word is sister. A female sibling is your sister. You can also use sister for a female person that you feel very, very close with. So I might call my female friend, I'm very close to, my sister. My brother likes to shorten it to sis. You might also hear sista as well if you are silly. Sister. Whoopi Goldberg was in a famous movie called Sister Act. The next word is brother. Brother is a male sibling. You can also use brother to refer to a close male friend. Common variations of brother are brother, bro, bra, brosy, broski. Depending on what kind of person you are, you can choose to use any number of those. Like, I might sarcastically say to my friend, cool story, bro, like if he's told me a story that's not very exciting. In Mario, for example, the name of the Mario games is actually Super Mario Brothers, but Brothers is abbreviated as BROS, Super Mario Bros. Yeah, just be careful about your use of bro, because it sounds a little bit like a college-age boy. That's kind of the feeling of the word bro. Oh, brother, where art thou? The next word is daughter. Daughter is a female child. Daughter. Do you have a daughter? I have a daughter. I don't have a daughter. Taken. It's son. A male child is someone's son. Son, S-O-N, is pronounced exactly the same as S-U-N, son. What are you talking about, son? The next word is eye. E-Y-E, eye. Your eye is the round thing that you use to see with. Eye is used in a lot of expressions and idioms in English, as in, I've got my eye on you, meaning I'm watching you. Or keep your eye out for something, meaning please look for something, or please pay close attention. I'm waiting for something to happen. The next word is hand, body part. Give me a hand, or can I give you a hand, means please help me, or can I help you, to give someone a hand. Head, this thing on the top of your body, your head. We use head to refer to the top of things, as in the head of a company, the head of a group, the head of the line. So whoever is first in the line, whoever is top at the company, they are the head. If you have a head, dance. If you have a head, then dance. Woo! The next word is foot. This is another word that has a weird plural form. 1 foot, 2 feet. Foot, interestingly enough, foot is used, of course, to refer to your body part. A foot also is a unit of measurement. If you are from America, or I believe one other country in the world uses this system. Sorry, we're not on board with the metric thing in America. But foot is 12 inches, about this long. So if head refers to the top of things, foot is used to refer to the bottom of things. If you've written a paper on Microsoft Word, for example, at the very bottom of the page, there will be a space called the footer, meaning the bottom, where you can put little notes to your reader. The next word is place. Place can be used to refer generally to a location, commonly to refer to friends' homes or apartments. Let's go to your place, or can we have the party at your place, is a little bit more natural than I want to go to your house. The next word is work. Be careful about using work as a noun and work as a verb. Your work refers to your job, your responsibilities, your tasks at your office or your workplace. You can use it in a phrase like, I have a lot of work to do, or please help me with my work. I like to go to work. It can be used to just refer to anything artistic in general. So it can be a painting, it can be a building, it can be a sculpture, it can be, I don't know, whatever. Anything artsy can be referred to as work, as in, I really like that new work by that artist, or did you see so-and-so's new work? Twerk? The next word is week. Week refers to the 7-day period that we have decided is 1 week here in the modern world. Commonly used in expressions relating to your activities, as in I go to the gym once a week, or I see my friends twice a week, or I have to work every day of the week. Monday through Friday is referred to as weekdays. Saturday and Sunday, weekend. Next word is month. Month is, there are 12 months in a year. My favorite month, depending on which country I'm in, I generally like autumn months, like October. I think I usually like the month of October. September, October is good because it's not too hot, not too cold, and Halloween is coming, and that's my favorite holiday. Hannah month, Tana. The next word is year. Year refers to the time period, usually 365 days. There are leap years where there is an extra day in the month of February. What year were you born? Or I was born in the year of the rabbit, depending on which calendar you like to use. It can be used to introduce a story, as in many years ago I went to blah, blah, blah. Year of the platypus. Next is the word one, the number one, the first number, one of something. To refer to somebody who you loved and who left your life, you can say, oh, he or she was the one that got away. The next one is the word number, but it can be used in a number of expressions, like what's your phone number, or give me your number, or here's my number. It means phone number, but we don't always say phone. That's the end of the top 25 most common nouns in the English language. Maybe you've used some of these, you probably have. Keep them in mind and have fun with them. Thanks very much for watching this episode, and we'll see you again soon. Bye! Hi everybody, my name is Alicia, and today we're going to be talking about the top 25 English verbs by frequency, so let's get into it. Be is the first English verb. Be refers to existence. I want to be an astronaut. I think you would be a great person for this job. Be yourself. Let's be friends. I could have been a writer if I wanted to be. The next verb is have. I have a dog. I have an idea. What do you have? How many do you have? How much money do you have? Do you have any friends? How have you been? Have you seen my mom? I can't find her. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. The next verb is do. Do you want some pizza? Do you have a dog? Do I want to give any dip-de-doo? Dooby-doo-be-doo, if you're Frank Sinatra. I do the things that you do better. Say what you want. Say my name, say my name. Say you love me. Do you know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? The next verb is get. Get a life, get a job, get a haircut, get a better suit. Stevens. What you got? I could have gotten a pony, but I went with a lizard instead. I'm getting tired. That's not true. The next verb is make. Make a cake. Make your mother proud. Someone outside is making a strange face at me through the window at the moment. That is a true story. Make a living through legitimate means. The next verb is go. Go big or go home. I'm going to the beach. You should go to the beach. You should go to the forest. Go to a baseball game with me. Past tense of go is went. I went spelunking on my holiday. The next word is know. This is an interesting word because know is actually not commonly used in the progressive tense. Know is commonly used in present tense to refer to your mental state or your emotional state. So we don't really say I am knowing, really. But we can say I know. I know the answer. What do you know about this issue? He couldn't have possibly known the location of the treasure. How many people do you know? I knew it. The next verb is take. Take a cake. Take a break. Take yourself to bed. You should take a vacation. Have you ever taken a bath? The next word is see. We'll see. I'll see you later. The next verb is come. Come is the next verb. Please come to my house. Come to a party. I'm going to come over to your place later. The next word is think. Think. I think you're great. He thinks pizza is the best food. I'm thinking about lunch. I'm thinking about coffee. What are you thinking about? I've been thinking about something. That's a Hanson song. Have you ever thought about the meaning of life? Look. Look is the next verb. Please look at the camera. Look over there. Look over here. Look, a dog. Look at your mom. Oh my gosh, would you look at that? Look at the time. Look. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's actually a bird. Look at that. Is it me you're looking for? Hello? Next word is want. Want. What do you want? I want food. How many coffees have you ever wanted? I wanted to go to the dry cleaners this morning, but I ran out of time. That's true. The next verb is give. Give me a break. I'm going to give you a raise, Stevens. I'm giving you the axe. Fired. Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off these I can't far. I have given you everything I have. Go unto Mordor, Frodo. I could have given you the world, and instead I gave you a carpet. Use is the next word. Use. Don't use a pen. I like using chocolate when I make food. Are you using me for my brain? Next is find. We could have found buried treasure last weekend. I'm finding Nemo. Find things on the internet with Google. Find English words and phrases at EnglishClass101.com. Yeah! Tell is the next verb. Tell me a story. Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies. Tell me the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I'm told that you are an extremely good opera singer. I'm telling you to leave. Tell lies every day. Don't tell lies. The next word is ask. Ask. Please pronounce this correctly. It is not axe. Many native speakers make this pronunciation mistake, and it really bothers me. Ask. Ask me about my collection of rare donut recipes. Ask your mom about her life. Why don't you ask your boss to the party? How about you ask your coworker for some advice about this issue? I should have asked for help, but I didn't. The next verb is work. Work is work. I'm working now. Seem, to seem. The weather seems nice today. He seemed a little angry this morning. Feel is the next word. Feel. I feel happy. Feelings. How does it feel? Feel. Feel. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Try. Oh my gosh, try is the next word. I'm trying my best. I try every day to work very hard. Have you ever tried ramen? I tried ramen yesterday and it was really good. Do you try to exercise every day? I'm trying to sleep. Go away. The next verb is leave. Leave. Leave me alone. Leave your doors unlocked. Don't leave your doors unlocked. I have never left a hot air balloon without first taking a picture. The next verb is call. Call is the next verb. Give me a call. Please call me later. Call me maybe. Call your mom on her birthday every year. She'll be happy. Call, call. If you're a seagull, have you ever called the wrong number? Have you ever called a dog by another dog's name? And that's the end. That was the most fun episode I've ever done, I think. So those are 25 English verbs, some very, very common English verbs. Give them a try. We've talked about a lot of different grammar forms and a lot of different ways you can use these verbs. So please practice them. And if you like this video, please be sure to comment. Please, please, please be sure to subscribe to. We'll have a button around here somewhere, maybe many buttons. So please subscribe to us and check out more content as it becomes available. Thanks very much, and we'll see you again soon. Bye. Surfed. Look at that. Do you want to build a snowman? Leave your babies outside of the movie theater. Leave your attitude at the door. There are a lot of verbs in English. Okay, these are just a...
Expand your vocabulary with our core 2,000 words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free English ebook before it's gone.